But I am contractually obliged now to cross live to Downing Street, where our political correspondent Aggie Chambre is holding a microphone.
Good morning, James. Rachel Reeves, the Chancellor, is about to come out of number 11 Downing Street, where, as you point out, I am standing right outside. This morning, she has already held the cabinet meeting with the Prime Minister, where they've gone through that budget, her second massive budget, signed it off. The Prime Minister has left for Prime Minister's questions a few minutes ago. And Rachel Reeves, the Chancellor, we are all waiting, the entire British press pack, waiting in Downing Street for her to come out so we can all shout a question at her and see that brilliant image of her holding up that iconic red box. And this is a massive moment, not just the red box, although that
Hang
is
on,
a
I'm
massive
just ticking.
moment,
I'm just ticking iconic. Well done. We've got iconic. Carry on, Aggie.
Thank you. Perfect. It's a massive moment because it's her second budget. But if her critics are to be believed, it could also be her last budget. And there are so many audiences for this budget too. She keeps on saying it's a cost of living budget. She's taking the tough decisions for it to tackle cost of living. And I think those words are really for the Parliamentary Labour Party, a sort of Parliamentary Labour Party facing budget. And I don't think that's necessarily what we expected. But there's been so many leaks, briefings, U-turns. Do you remember the income tax? We all thought income tax was going to rise for a couple of weeks because Rachel Reeves did that speech, that iconic speech where she basically strongly implied it was going to rise. And then basically the FT said it wasn't, and now it seems like it's not going to happen. So instead there's going to be this smorgasbord of tax rises. Why isn't it happening? Well, it seemed like Labour MPs were basically just too concerned about there being a break in the manifesto pledge. That was, of course, one of the things she did during the manifesto to sort of box herself in, really. And she said at the time it would be a nice problem to have. Well, it's a pretty big problem to have now. So it's a PLP facing budget. Well, what does that mean? It means she's going to do several things, like we think she's going to lift the two-child benefit cap, something that is deeply popular with Labour MPs and actually not popular with the country. She's also going to raise the minimum wage. Again, very, very popular with Labour MPs, not popular with business, who are the other audience of this budget, who she, I think, should be concerned about too. The other things we know, she's going to keep the triple lock. Again, popular with the party, not necessarily popular with the country. And one of the big ticket items that we think is going to happen, we expect to happen, is to freeze income tax threshold, something she said she wasn't going to do. Again, actually unpopular with the country, but popular with the markets, her other big audience for this absolutely huge budget.
What does the...
So I'm just waiting, James.
I know you are. And I mean, if you keep asking yourself questions like this and answering them, Aggie, I'm not going to be able to get a word in edgeways. Now I know what it's like to be a caller to this programme. So, I mean, you're doing two things at once. You're not only talking, but you're also looking repeatedly over your shoulder to see if the Chancellor is coming out of the House. Any thoughts on what question you might shout at her in certain knowledge that she won't answer it?
There's absolute certain knowledge that she won't answer it. I think I'll probably ask whether this is a budget about her own survival and whether she thinks it will be her last. I suppose the advantage of getting to ask a question that she won't answer is you can ask quite a rude question.
Yes.
That there sort of isn't really an answer to. She probably doesn't know whether or not this will be her last budget, but I can ask her anyway.
That's a mystery hour answer, Aggie, that you've just provided, because people have rung in to ask, why do journalists always shout at politicians coming out of Downing Street even though they never get an answer? And the point is, the question is the point, not the answer. You could shout, have you had your Weetabix, Chancellor?
It's a great question, yeah. Well, she would never answer it. I think that the original reason for those shouts is sort of a TV thing, isn't it? Because she comes out and you use it at the beginning of a TV package, but now it's such a thing that we do it on radio too, and it's, you know, it's a moment, and it sort of is supposed to encapsulate what the budget is about. And I think encapsulating who this is for, whether it's actually about her own survival and whether this will be her last, are kind of the key questions about today, really.
And although even more guaranteed than usual that she won't answer any of them. And you mentioned TV, of course. The television station is currently focusing on a door that is currently closed. That is the big news of the moment as we await Rachel Reeves' emergence from said door. The television companies are united in their determination to focus the cameras on that door. And there's Aggie again, just moving into our shop. Because although this is nominally a radio station, this is the 21st century, and you can watch a lot of this, should you so desire, on the LBC app, on Global Player. In fact, you can watch PMQs and the budget in its entirety on the LBC app, and indeed on Global Player. PMQs and the budget live and in full on the new LBC app. Sheila Fogarty will be joining you after that. It's all streamed live with all the reaction, and she's let us down, Aggie. I've got to get on with the programme. It's 24 minutes after 11, give or take a few seconds, and the Chancellor still hasn't appeared.
What does that say about her? It's not great, is it? We were promised 11:20.
Maybe she's changing her mind. Aggie, we're gonna work out what it would sound like for you to describe her coming out through the door. But if you could just shout your question for the listeners, even though the Chancellor's not there yet, could you do that, or would you be too embarrassed doing it in front of all your colleagues?
Yeah. I wouldn't be embarrassed at all, James. I would do it. I would do it for you.
Go on then.
Is this budget about your own survival? Will it be your last?
Thank you. We can edit that and make it sound like you did it while she was actually within earshot.
The door is opening. Rachel Reeves is standing outside number 11 Downing Street. She's walked out with that iconic red box. She's standing amongst her Treasury ministers. We have Dan Tomlinson. She's standing forward next to James Murray. Torsten Bell there too, of course. And she's showing the world's media that iconic red box. Now, of course, it is not the same red box as it was when it was first made. That was in 1860 for William Gladstone. That is not the same red box as that. Now I'm just going to do my shout here, James.
Come on.
Chancellor, is this budget about your own survival? Will it be your last?
I think she flinched. She flinched.
That's almost her answering, James.
She flinched. I swear she flinched. Well, actually, there's probably a delay. She's probably flinching at someone else. But anyway.
No, I think she did flinch.
I think she flinched. I think, well done, Aggie. You've got to flinch. You've got to flinch. Live on LBC,
Brilliant.
live on the app if you're watching. She looks lovely. I know that's not probably... I wouldn't say that about Philip Hammond, so it might be sort of borderline misogynistic, but she does look lovely. I love that outfit.
So it's a good outfit. I think it's a fair enough thing to say when it's a very cool suit.
And did they arrange themselves in...
She's walking.
She's now walking. Jeremy Hunt looked very robotic at this point in proceedings. I'm delighted to report that Rachel Reeves does not. Did they arrange themselves in height order there?
She doesn't look robotic. She's not smiling.
No, well, you wouldn't, would you? I mean, not with that level of questioning that she's just been exposed to, Aggie. You've just ruined her day. You've just ruined her day. And she's off in a car. The door is closed. The car has
driving
gone.
Off.
That's it now. Are you clocking off for the rest of the day, Aggie?
I'll pop in later just to check everything's okay, but I think my job here is done. I made the Chancellor flinch.
You did indeed. Well done. A live flinch there. A world exclusive, sort of.